Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 134 of Cameron Sports Podcast. It's your host, Cameron Lindsay. I'm back with a brand new episode. First off, I want to say sorry I ain't uploaded an episode in a little minute. Just working on this episode because it's very important to me. I wanted to do this right. It's my top 20 NBA players list for the 2025-26 season. I wanted to do this before the NBA season started, but because it's research and me watching tape, stats the last 2 years took a while, but I'm done and I'm ready. And I really wanted to get this list right almost as perfectly as I can. The last few names was hard, but hey, this is my list. I know people gonna disagree, but it's okay. This, it's a sports. It comes with being a sports journalist, having a podcast. Not everybody's gonna disagree. Like when I showed my coworkers at work my all-time NBA players list, they just about agree with it. Of course, they said a few names they would switch, but for the most part, they agree with it. Let's get right into it. Like I said, this list. So, like I said, the top 20 players in the NBA. Because I'm like, okay, who exactly are the top 20 players in today's game? And I was like, okay, I wanted to do it based off the last 2 years, not what the players have done majority of their careers. Because some players are not in their prime anymore. Some decline a little bit or, injured or whatever. And some players are rising into better players because they're younger. So I did it based off the last 2 years from the 2023-24 season and the 2024-25 season. Also, I calculated of what I think they'll do this year, a little bit of what they do this year, but mostly their accolades, their stats, the highlights they've done the past 2 years. So, because basically I wanted this list to be of what have they done for me lately. Like lately, not what have they done the past 5 years, just at least 2 years, the past 2 seasons. Excuse me. So let's get right into it. I have names like SGA, Nikola Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, Kevin Durant, LeBron, Jason Tatum, Steph, Anthony Davis, Jalen Brunson, Mitchell, Wembanyama, Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie, Devin Booker, Kat, K, Trae Young, Ja, who else? Paulo, Banchero, Jalen Williams, Zion. But yeah, now all those names I said, not all of them made this list. Like I said, a few names didn't make it. Like I said, I did all the past 2 years. Now that's not saying by the end of this season, some of those names might replace some of the names I have in this list. I predict it probably will. And some names will move up, some names will move down. But, let's get right into it. I'm going to start from 20 and up. So, let's start with the number 20 player ranked in my top 20 NBA players list is Hawks guard Trae Young. His stats, starting with the 2023-24 season, he averaged 25.7 points per game, 10.8 assists, 2.8 rebounds. He shot 43% from the field, 37% from three. Last season, the 24-25 season, he averaged 24.2 points per game, 11.6 assists, 3.1 rebounds, 41% from the field, 34% from three. It's accolades past 2 years. He's been an all-star both seasons. Granted, I know Trae Young's not the most efficient player from the field or three, but he's at least averaging 24 points and at least 10 assists. I know some people are not the biggest fan of Trae Young. He's not the biggest player, 6'1", 6 feet, whatever how tall he is. I don't think he's 6'2". I saw 6'2". I was like, man, I'll give Trae Young at the most 6'1". I'll give him 6'1". I ain't gonna say 6'2". But I can't talk him 5'7.5", 5'8", but I think Trae Young's a phenomenal player. Like I said, he can shoot from deep. He got, real good range. And yes, he's not the most efficient, but he is a true point guard. He can score, he can assist. And I almost thought about putting Jalen Williams. Some players I thought of putting over Trae Young was Jalen Williams and who else? Ja. But Ja, like I said, but Ja been off the court. It's just I don't know because he injuries, suspensions. He averaged 25.1 points per game, 8.1 assists, 5.6 rebounds, 47% from the field. Awful from three-point range, 27%. That was during the 23-24 season. 24-25 season, 23.2 points per game, 7.3 assists, 4.1 rebounds, 45% from the field, 30% from three. He doesn't really have any accolades the last 2 years because, like I said, he's been injured, suspended. So I want to do the last 2 years. Jaylen Brown I thought about, but I probably would slightly take Trae Young over Jaylen Brown. I just think Trae Young is slightly better player. Jalen Williams, like I said, he had a phenomenal season last year for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 23-24 season, 19 points per game, 4 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 54% from the field, 42% from three, 0.6 blocks per game, 1.1 steals. Last season, winning the championship, 21.6 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, 5.1 assists, 48% from the field, 36% from three, 0.7 blocks, 1.6 steals. He's an all-star. He made 13 All-NBA last season, second team All-Defense last season, and like I said, won NBA title. But is he strictly a better player than Trae Young? No. Now, would I rather have Jalen Williams on my team to win a championship? Yeah. From what I've seen, like I said, in that OKC run, because Jalen Williams had some good games, a couple good games in the finals against the Pacers. So I know he'll play, and he plays both sides of the ball, the offense and defense. Trae Young is not really the best defender, and it could be some nights where he's off from three and shooting terrible from the field. But as far as like a pound for pound better player and accolades, I gotta go Ice Trae. I'm not even a Hawks fan, but I gotta go Ice Trae. I gotta pay my respects to Ice Trae. At 19, my next player, I got young Detroit Pistons point guard, Cade Cunningham. Now, when I was thinking about Cade, I was like him or Paolo. But like I said, Paolo really does not have any accolades quite yet. Like I said, I do expect Paolo, because like I said, now granted it's not Paolo's fault, because he was the start of last season, he was on a hot start, but he got injured. So I think that really hurt his trajectory. He probably would have been an all-NBA player if he would have just stayed healthy on that course. But yeah, but like I said, Orlando still made the playoffs, and I think Paolo does still have a bright future ahead of him. I think he's the face of that franchise, and I do expect big things from Paolo. Like I said, I'm trying to pull up his stats right now, actually, y'all. Yeah, Paolo. I'll put it up later, but Cade, let's start with Cade. Cade, the past 2 years, starting with the 2023-24 season, he averaged 22.7 points per game, 4.3 rebounds, 7.5 assists, 44% from the field, 35% from three, so decent. Not great, but decent. 24-25 season, he improved, 26.1 points per game, 6.1 rebounds, 9.1 assists, 46% from field, 35% from three. So all his stats went up. He shot the same from three-point range. He was named an All-Star, and he made third-team All-NBA. Like I said, I think Cade definitely has a bright future. He's a big point guard, 6'6", 6'7". Like I said, he led that Detroit team to the playoffs that actually pushed New York a little bit. I know it ended in 5 games, but I think Detroit could possibly be one of the best teams in the East. They could possibly be a top 4 seed, especially with Boston. I think the East is wide open, so I think anything's up with Detroit. If Cade gets even better, which I expect him to do, the Detroit team gonna be scary with Cade leading it. But like I said, I was debating like him, Paolo, but I think Cade the better player. Like I said, right now at least. Paolo, he's up there with him, but I just had to slightly. And like I said, I would have whipped Cade at 20, but I just think leading your team to the playoffs and at that young age, and you improved, I put him slightly over Trae Young versus Trae Young, who the Hawks, they made the play-in, but they get to the play-in, but that's really how far they'll get, or maybe a first round quick exit. But Cade, I just think bigger point guard, 6'6". His stats improve. It's got him slightly over Trae Young, but yeah, that's my 19th player. Number 18, This player had a career season as well. New York Knicks center, Karl Anthony Towns. I got an 18 as my 18th ranked player in the NBA. Karl Anthony Towns had 21, like I said, the past 2 years, starting with the 23-24 season, 21.8 points per game, 8.3 rebounds, 3 assists, 50% from the field, 41% from 3, 24-25 season, 24.4 points per game, 12.8 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 52% from the field, 42% from 3. He was named an All-Star both season, and in this past season, he was our third team All-NBA. Cat had a phenomenal year. Like I said, they came close to making the NBA Finals. Lost crucial Game 7 to the Indiana Pacers. Especially, like I said, he improved in rebounds. He's one of the league leaders in rebounds. I think second behind Domantas Sabonis. If I'm right, yes, Domantas Sabonis led the league in rebounds. Cat, I believe, was second or third. But Cat's a good player, I think, of course he takes a lot of hate, shooting threes. Yes, I do believe Cat should be in the paint more. It's nice to have that big that can stretch. Like, hey, if you need a three or, if you got to get behind the arc, he'll shoot it. But the Knicks, we need Cat more in the paint, attacking that basket, getting to the free throw line. But the year Cat had, I definitely had to have him in my top 20. Like I said, some people may disagree, but I think 18 is a decent, good number for Cat. Like I said, yes, I got him above Cade Cunningham and Trae Young. That's the number 18 player. Number 17, I got Phoenix Suns shooting guard D-Book, a.k.a. Devin Booker. Like I said, D-Book is very underrated. Ever since he came to the league, I've been watching Devin Booker since even when he was at Kentucky. If I had to say, and I'm gonna be honest, if I had to say, have I seen this out of Devin Booker coming out of college? Nope, because he was on the bench. To be honest, like that Kentucky team was so loaded. They had the Harrison twins, Willie Cauley-Stein, Karl Anthony Towns, Tyler Lyles. I forgot a few other players, but that Kentucky team was loaded. He was coming off the bench, and he still ended up, I think, a lottery pick in the NBA draft. And he's the Suns all-time. I think going to be the Suns all-time leading scorer. He's going to be all-time Sun. Starting with the 23-24 season, he averaged 27.1 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 6.9 assists, shot 49% from the field, 36% from 3. Last season, 25.6 points per game, 4.1 rebounds, 7.1 assists, 46.1% from the field. He had a career low from 3. He shot worse from 3 than he did the previous season. He shot 33% from 3. His accolades over the last 2 years, he's been an All-Star, and he's made 13 All-NBA, both during the 23-24 season. Like I said, I wasn't going to leave Devin Booker out. I was trying to debate if it was Devin Booker, Kyrie, or Donovan Mitchell, like who I think are better between those 3 players. And, of course, I'm going to get to those 2 names on my list as well. But I got Devin Booker at 17. 16, even though he's injured right now, Dallas Mavericks point guard Kyrie Irving. Now, granted, Kyrie, may have gotten older, but Kyrie is still Kyrie. Kyrie is still one of the best ball handlers in the NBA. And I think a lot of people forget that. Again, like I said, Kyrie, both seasons, 23-24 season, he averaged 25.6 points per game, 5.2 assists, 5 rebounds, 49% from the field, 41% from 3, 24.7 points per game, 4.6 assists, 4.8 rebounds, 47% from the field, 40% from 3, the 24-25 season. Accolades last 2 years is All-Star this past season. But yeah, Alex, I think Kyrie definitely still one of the best scorers in this league, and I got him at 16. 15, even though this player is not the same as he once was, he's still a deadly force, at least on the offensive end. Defensive end, he can still play some defense. I got Kawhi Leonard, a.k.a. the Claw. His stats past 2 years, 23.7 points per game during the 23-24 season, also averaging 6.1 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 52% from the field, 41% from three, 0.9 blocks, 1.6 steals, 24-25, 21.5 points per game, 5.9 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 49% from the field, 41% from three, 0.5 blocks, 1.6 steals. So Kawhi is still Kawhi. You know, Kawhi's never been the high scorer in his career, but he's a very efficient, one of the best mid-range shooters in the NBA, arguably the history of the NBA. He had that amazing run with the Toronto Raptors a couple years ago, but I still respect Kawhi. You know, his accolades the last 2 years, he's been an all-star, and he's made 13 All-NBA during the 23-24 season. But I got him at number 15. Now, 14, this player is in his third year, but, you know, he doesn't have much accolades. But, again, like I said, I'm also doing this, what I expect this season. But even with just his stats, his rookie year and last year, I still think he's a top 15 player. I got 14, at number 14, I got Victor Wembanyama. During the 23-24 season, Victor his rookie season averaged 21.4 points per game, 10.6 rebounds, 3.9 assists, shot 46% from the field, 32% from three with 3.6 blocks and 1.2 steals. He would have been Defensive Player of the Year, but he ended up getting hurt. Well, not hurt, but he got robbed. I think Rudy Gobert winning it. That was crazy to me. 24-25 season, averaged 24 points per game, 24.3, 11 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 47% from the field, 35% from three, 3.8 blocks, and 1.1 steals. Again, should have been Defensive Player of the Year, but he got hurt. Now, like I said, that, you know, can't help that. But I think I think by far right now, he's clearly the favorite. It's not even no debate. If he stays healthy, right now the Spurs are 4-0. If he stays healthy, there is no debate. Victor should not be Defensive Player of the Year. And in my opinion, before Victor came in the league, AD was the best two-way player in the league, and that wasn't even close. At least the best shot blocker. But I think Victor, during this season, is going to take that over. I still got AD as a top 3 shot blocker in the league, two-way player. But I think Victor Wembanyama, because him being 7'5", he's clearly the best two-way player in the league right now. 13, I got Spider, a.k.a. Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell averaged 26 points per game during the 23-24 season, 5.1 rebounds, 6.1 assists, 46% from the field, 36% from three. 24-25 season, 24 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 5 assists, 44% from the field, 36% from three. Yes, his numbers went down, but I think because of him sacrificing and let Darius Garland and Mobley get theirs in, and they finished with number 1 seed. Yes, under the Cavaliers, choked in the playoffs, but the regular season they're very, very elite. So this list is also you know, based off not just the playoffs, but overall as a player. His accolades: All-Star both years and second-team All-NBA. At number 12, I got New York Knicks point guard Jalen Brunson. Brunson had past 2 years, first with the 23-24 season, he averaged 28.7 points per game, 6.7 assists, 3.6 rebounds, 47% from the field, 40% from three. 24 season, 26 points per game, 7.3 assists, 2.9 rebounds, 48% from the field, 38% from three. His accolades: he's been an All-Star, he's been second-team All-NBA, he's also been named AP Clutch Player of the Year, All-Star, and second-team All-NBA again. So, and he led the Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals on the verge of making the NBA Finals. So I think Jalen Brunson, what he's done the past couple of years, he's clearly a top 15 player. I can't ignore that. He's borderline top 10, but I can't put him in the top 10 because I just think these players are better than him. Starting with my favorite player, even though he's not on my favorite team no more, I got Anthony Marshawn Davis, a.k.a. AD. I got my boy AD. That's my favorite player in the league. And no, I know what you're probably going to say. For those who probably not the biggest fan of AD, he gets hurt, blah, 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 all this and this, blah, blah, blah. But again, AD's a top 15. He's a borderline top 10 player. When he's fully healthy and fully engaged in, you can't guard AD. It's like it's just no stopping him. Not Giannis, not Joel Embiid, not Jokic, Wemby, if he fully engaged, AD is a monster because he's so skilled at nearly 7 feet tall because he has point guard's ability. He's he's skilled, he's fast for his size. But his stats, he averaged 24.7 points per game both seasons, at least 11 rebounds, 12 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 50% from the field, 2 blocks, at least 2 blocks, and over 1 steal a game. His accolades, he's been in-season tournament champion, all tournament team. He's been second team All-NBA and first team All-Defense and All-Star past couple of years. So that's one reason, like I said, again, I got AD as at number 11, excuse me. He's borderline top 10. Like I said, even though he's not on my Lakers no more, he's still my favorite player because there's no doubting his ability. AD is a monster in this game. He's one of the best bigs, one of the best power. He's, in my opinion, the second best power forward behind Giannis. It's not even close. Number 10, I got Chef Curry, a.k.a. Steph Curry. 23-24 season, 26 points per game, 5.1 assists, 4.5 rebounds, 45% from the field, 40% from 3. 24-25, 24.5 points per game. He's also averaged 6 assists last year, 4.4 rebounds, 44% from the field, 39% from 3. He's been an All-Star, All-NBA third team, All-NBA second team the past couple years. I know Steph is getting older, but he's still shooting the lights off it from 3, so he's still clearly the best three-point shooter in the league. Of course, the best shooter of all time, even as he's getting older. Number 9, even though this player probably won't play this season, but because of what he's done the past couple years with his team, I got him as a top 10 player. Jason Tatum, 26.9 points per game during the 23-24 season, 8.1 rebounds, 4.9 assists, 47% from the field, 37% from 3. 24-25 season, 26.8 points per game, 8.7 rebounds, 6 assists, 45% from the field, 34% from 3. He's been an All-Star, first team All-NBA, NBA champion, All-Star, and first team All-NBA again. Really, he's been first team All-NBA the past, I think, 5 straight seasons, 5-6 straight seasons, but I'm doing this off the past 2 seasons. So just the past 2 seasons, he's been first team All-NBA back-to-back. But really, overall, he's been first team All-NBA 5 straight years, at least. But yeah, Jason Tatum is at number 9. Got him slightly over Steph because, like I said, Steph is getting older. I think Jason Tatum has passed him as a best player because Jason Tatum does play both sides of the ball. He's a pretty legit defender. But yeah, that's why I got him over Curry. Number 8, I got my fellow Laker. They call him King James, a.k.a. LeBron James. I got him number 8. Even though LeBron is 41 years old, he's averaging at least 24-25 points per game with both years, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, shooting 50% from the field, 41% from 3, both years. Accolades last 2 years. He's made 13 All-NBA, All-Star. He's been in-season tournament champion, in-season tournament MVP. He's made all-tournament team. He's been second team All-NBA and an All-Star again. So even LeBron being 41, he's still a top 10 player in his league. Number 7 got the 7-foot assassin, Kevin Durant. You need to stop lying about your height. You're not 6'9", 6'10". You're at least 6'11". Because seeing him stand next to AD or Joel Embiid, being looking like he's taller than them or just as tall, that's ridiculous. But KD has been averaging at least 26, 25 points per game, both seasons. I know the season with Phoenix is not going the best, but KD is clearly still one of the best players in this league. And like I said, I got him number 7. Number 6, I know this player has not really been the most healthy last year, but when he's playing engaged, he's dominant. I got Joel Embiid at 6. Like I said, 23-24, 30. The 1 year he won MVP, 34.5 points per game, 11 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 52% from the field, 38% from 3, 1.7 blocks, 1.2 steals. Last year, like I said, he got hurt. They shut him down early. He averaged 23, but before he got shut down, he averaged 23 points per game, 8.2 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 44% from the field, 29% from three, 0.9 blocks, 0.67 steals. He's made first team All-NBA, second team All-NBA, and All-Star during that 23-24 season. So, like I said, I was going to move Joel slightly down, but I'm like, you know what? I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt last year. If he can get back to that form, the 23-24 season, that's the Joel Embiid I expect because nobody can fully guard him. Not even AD, Giannis, and them. He's a menace on the offensive end. He's a pretty legit defender, shot block, blocking shots. I just hope that he gets healthy, stays healthy, and proves to others, proves to me why he definitely deserves to stay as a top 10 player in my list. Number 5, I got Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, arguably the face of this league. He's averaging 25.9 points per game, 23-24 season, 5.1 assists, 5.4 rebounds, 40.6 from the field, 35 from three. Last year, he had a career high, 27.6 points per game, 4.5 assists, 5.7 rebounds, 44% from the field, 39% from three. He was a leader in threes made last season. Led the Timberwolves to the Western Conference Finals again. Ended up coming up short against OKC. But Ant is coming. I think he's going to have an MVP caliber season. I think it's wide open, and I think he's making a case to be the face of the league. You could say Shea, but I don't know. I feel like I think he could legit be the face of the league. Him, SGA, or Wemby, possibly. But a lot of people gravitate towards Anthony Edwards. Let's get to my top 4. Number 4, I got Luka Doncic. Another fellow Laker that plays for my favorite team. Luka, like I said, even though got traded, is one of the top players in this league. He averaged, when fully healthy, Luka averaged 33.5 points per game, 9.8 assists, 9.2 rebounds, 48% from the field, 38% from three. That was a 23-24 season. 24-25, 28 points per game, 7.5 assists, 8.1 rebounds, 37% from three. He's been an All-Star, first team All-NBA, NBA scoring champion, Western Conference Finals MVP, and made the NBA Finals with the Dallas Mavericks. Giannis, 30.4 points per game, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 1.12 blocks, 1.1 steals, 60% from the field. Giannis All-Star. He's been first team All-NBA, first team All-Defense, All-Star both years. So Giannis, the former 2-time MVP, is definitely still a top 3 player. Arguably, you could say best player in the league, to be honest. But I got these two slightly above Giannis. And that's Nikola Jokic. And it really took me a lot to put him in number 2 because I'm like, really, he should be number 1. But him averaging a triple-double nearly both back-to-back years. He had a career high last year, 29 points per game, 12.7 rebounds, 10.2 assists, 57% from the field, 41% from three. First team All-NBA, All-Star, NBA MVP, first team All-NBA. It really, really, really hurt me. But what SGA did, he's not my number 1 player. First team All-NBA, MVP frontrunner, NBA All-Star, scoring champion, first team All-NBA, MVP. He should be 2-time MVP because I would have voted for him over Jokic. Western Conference Finals MVP, Finals MVP, and NBA champion. Doing something like that's never been done in a while since Shaq and Michael Jordan, and I think Kareem. So he's had a season that nobody has ever had. And some people say when you win the NBA championship and you're the superstar on the team, you're the best player. So I just slightly got to give up Nikola Jokic. It hurt me because I'm like, what Nikola's doing is crazy. A triple-double. He was top 5 in almost every offensive literally every offensive category. He was top 5, top 3 in. So yeah, it just hurt me. But based on what I think this year, I think SGA might get him because OKC's looking like a force already, and I think he might get him. But yeah, that's my top 20 players in the league. Like I said, hopefully I didn't take too much of your time. I definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, this is my list. Let me know if you agree with it, you disagree with it, you make any changes. Like I said, names I left off was Ja, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Williams, Zion, because I just feel like these players have a little bit more accolades than those players do. Do I think they got a chance to replace some of the names I got on here? Yes. Do I think some of the names I got on here that are ranked lower than some names up high can replace those names? Yes. Like Wemby, I'm not gonna lie. I think Wemby's going to at worst, he's probably gonna be at 8. I can see him getting all the way to 8. I'm not gonna lie. Over Donovan, Jalen Brunson, my boy Anthony Davis, Steph, Jason Tatum, LeBron. I think Wemby can get all the way to 8. So, but again, if you want to touch down with Cam and you want more content like basketball, football, wrestling, baseball, hockey, high school football, whatever I can give you, click that like button, click that subscribe button, follow me on all social media regarding Cameron Sports Podcast. And I'm going to catch y'all next time for another episode of Cameron Sports Podcast. Y'all take care.